You're gonna love this new freaking Mac. This thing's amazing. This thing is so good. Alright, let's get to it. So basically this thing is freaking kick-ass. As you can see, it's the most sexiest laptop you've ever seen. And it's also one of the most awesome and portable laptops you can get, hands down. Let's take a look. So the base model gets you 256 SSD and 8GB RAM for $1,300. For an additional $300, you can double your SSD to 512. Now if you feel like that's not powerful enough, you can bump your CPU up to 2.9 GHz, and that'll cost you an additional $250, so for a total of $1,549. And if you're feeling really awesome, you can max out your new MacBook and get the new CPU and the extra SSD for $1,749. You get 3 colors, space gray, silver, gold. It's a pretty sweet looking laptop. Here's what it looks like when you open it up. It is a sexy laptop. There's no way around that. The first thing you're gonna notice is the amazing trackpad. There is no better trackpad than the one on this MacBook. That's right, I said it. The trackpads on the MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros were already one of the best in the world, and Apple redesigned it with their new trackpad technology. Basically, you can click anywhere. It doesn't matter where you click. You used to only have to click on the very bottom. Now the hinge mechanism is gone, and there's a little vibrating motor in there. So how on earth did Apple fit so many awesome technologies in such a small computer? The answer is the Core M. The Core M brings a new revolutionary fanless design. It doesn't get very hot. It's powerful enough for light video editing and gaming. If you want to see what I'm talking about, click on the link over here. And it's 4.5 watts. That is simply amazing. Previous generation laptops ran at 30 watts. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm sure some of you still might be running them now. Last year, like the MacBook Air, that thing ran at 15 watts. Now we're seeing a huge fundamental shift in how our CPUs are built. This new one is 4.5 watts. That is crazy. One thing you're going to be impressed with is the sound. It's really good. The speakers are so good that I even take it with me to the shower. This thing's amazing. No longer take my jam box with me. I can just take this thing, put it down, and do my thing. I want you to seriously pause the video and take a look at these strengths and weaknesses. The MacBook has the best trackpad available. It's got a really good keyboard, good screen, good battery, elegant sturdy construction, adoption of USB-C. But its strengths are its weaknesses. It's got performance from 2012, one port, extra wear and tear from just one port, and a keyboard that takes a while to learn. If you try to plug in any of your old devices, you're not going to have much luck. Your mouse won't work. You got some awesome headphones? Well, too bad, that's not going to work either. You want to plug in your camera? Well, that's not going to work. You're going to need to get the USB dongle. You can get one from the Google Store or from Apple. Here is the answer. The USB 3.0 hub with gigabit LAN. This thing is kick-ass. You got 3 USB 3.0 ports and even internet Ethernet connection. It's freaking amazing. I love this thing. So basically what you do is you take your dongle and then you take your hub and you add them together, and that equals love. So one thing you're going to notice right off the bat is this MacBook is light. It's only 2.3 pounds. You can take it anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's so portable. It's amazing. Just grab it and go outside and just sit down. It doesn't really have the greatest outside performance, but considering how light it is and how awesome it is and portable, it doesn't really matter too much. It's still usable. Most laptops are pretty horrible for using outside anyway. I also figured out how to get Windows successfully installed on this new MacBook. I'll be leaving a link right over here if you guys want to check it out. You can use this thing pretty good in a car. Because it's so light, you can just literally put it on your lap and you don't even have to worry about anything. It's so easy to use. So when you're using this MacBook on your lap, it's actually pretty awesome, especially in a vehicle. Like, you just put it on there and it's really light and you don't have to worry about it or anything. It's the most comfortable MacBook I've ever used in a car. So for media consumption, this laptop is bar none the best you can get right now. It's better than the Pro in sound,
and it's better than the Air in screen technology, and it's better than all of them in how amazingly light this computer actually is. I mean, you can't get better than this.
The most uniformly lit keyboard I have ever seen. Alright, so let's cut the bullshit and let's talk about what I really think about the MacBook. So to be frank, I actually think the MacBook is pretty awesome, but it has a few devastating flaws in it that are really going to irk some people inside. And the three top things about it are going to be, number one, it's one port. That really pisses people off. Just one port, you know what I mean? That they hate having to think that they're going to need more to make their computer work. That it's not just, a grab and go device. When in reality it kind of is, but it gives you the option to work with dongles if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. This MacBook was designed for simplicity in mind. Like I was saying earlier, it is a statement that Apple is making to tell the world that we no longer need as many ports as we once thought we did. We can just have one USB-C for video, for charging, for data transfer, for everything, and it's still going to be working really well. What I can tell you is that we've reached a new era. There's a new type, a new class of laptops that has been released, and that class is in between Ultrabook and Netbook. So originally we had laptops. Then we had gaming laptops, and then we had those small, crappy little netbooks, and then Ultrabooks came out. What Ultrabooks did was they made laptops look and feel amazing, and they were really nice to use. And that's kind of what the MacBook is all about. It's a nice to use laptop. It's in between an Ultrabook and it's in between a netbook. It's not a netbook because it's actually pretty powerful considering all the things it can do, like I talked about earlier, the gaming, the video editing, and that kind of thing. And it can't really be a netbook because netbooks are just so cheap and they're just so bad and crappy. They just can't do anything. So what I really think, I think that, along with the price, the one port, and the Core M are reasons enough for people not to purchase this laptop. Now, does it mean that this is the worst laptop in the world? No. There's a lot of people that want you to think that. They want you to think that you can't do anything on this laptop, that it's hugely overpriced. And you know what? It actually is probably one of the most expensive laptops out there. Considering all the things Apple gives you, best trackpad, really good screen, good keyboard, adoption of new technologies, really good speakers, all these things considered, it's actually still pretty good. And all their market research has told them that this is going to be a killer device. And it's amazing to think that even somebody like myself from, a PC background, I used to build my own computers and all that craziness, I still really like the device. I still think it's great. But I know that it's not going to be for everybody. And those three killer things that I talked about earlier, Core M, because it's not going to be powerful enough for people, the USB-C, because power users are going to want more, and really expensive price, it will drive people away. So it's funny because it's definitely not for everybody, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to like this device, including myself.
You want the most feature-packed laptop, just get it. Just get it and try it out. I mean, you have nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you can always return it. That has always been a pillar of how I believed I should try my devices. If you don't like them, just return them. I think there's a whole lot to like with this new MacBook. If you want the thinnest laptop with the greatest features, just do it. Just do it. Spent almost a whole night video editing this video. I hope that you guys are going to subscribe.